Do you know that you can make your KFC chicken at home by yourself? If no, then stay tuned. Let's do this together. So hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I will list all the ingredients in the description box below. So I went ahead to prep my chicken and I will be adding a tablespoon of brown sugar. Yes, and then I'll go in with some grated ginger and garlic, and then we go ahead and add some salt and also some water. Then we cover it with a plastic wrap and we put it in the refrigerator to marinate for 3 hours before we come back to start our process. So that's what you can see me do in the video. So now that our chicken is in the refrigerator, we go ahead to prep our flour. So I'm adding 250 grams of flour. Then I go ahead to add 3 tablespoons of corn flour. Then you stir that together, and then you go ahead to add a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Next, we'll be adding some paprika, and it's also a teaspoon of paprika. Next, we'll be adding some garlic powder, and it's also a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then we go ahead to add 1 teaspoon of ginger powder. Next, we'll be adding a teaspoon of salt, and then we go ahead to add some ground thyme, basil, and also some onion powder. So next, we'll add our black pepper. That's also a teaspoon of black pepper. So next, we'll be stirring everything up with our hand mixer. Make sure that everything is well combined and integrated, and then you can divide it into 2 equal parts and set one aside. So next, we'll be using 1 part of the flour for our wash. So onto the bowl, I'll be adding 1 part of the flour, and then we go ahead to add 2 fresh eggs. Next, we'll be adding 100 ml of water. Guys, my English has come. So you make sure that you mix that nicely into a fine paste. Make sure that you don't make it too watery, because if you do that, you will not be able to put it in the other flour for it to get attached to it properly. Okay, so our chicken has been sitting in the refrigerator for 3 hours, and it's now time to get it ready for frying. So you take it out of the water and then you dry it on a paper towel for it to get a bit warm before you fry. You do not want it to be cold before you start frying. So dry it on a paper towel and leave it to warm a little bit before you start frying. So you use the paper towel to take off the excess water from the chicken and make sure that it is nice and dry. Yeah. So guys, if you have watched up to this point and you're a returning subscriber, thank you for passing through again. Thank you so much for the support. And if you are new here, hi boo, welcome to my channel. So if you like what you see, kindly subscribe. Your subscription counts, and I will be very grateful if you do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So now we try to preheat our oil, and then we can go ahead to prep the chicken. So the oil is on the stove, and then I go ahead to dip the chicken in the wash. Then the next process is dipping it in the other flour that we set aside. Do it slowly and gently. So you gently pack on that flour onto the chicken and do it gently. Yes, and you take off the excess before you dip it into the oil. But I set it aside on a plate before. I did like 3 pieces at once. You can do it if you have a bigger bowl. You can dip everything in at once, and then you start to do your frying. So I am using a smaller pot because I don't want to waste excess of oil. So into the oil I add fresh basil to add scent to the chicken. So now I went ahead to put my chicken into the oil. Please fry this on medium heat, because you do not want your chicken to cook outside whilst the inside is not cooked. So make sure that you are frying it on medium heat, and make sure that you are checking it up and turning it to make sure that you don't over fry it also as well. So that's what you can see me do. I'm checking it up and turning it around. So our first set is almost done, and I'm checking it again to see if it's okay. So I put it back in and I waited for another extra minute before taking it out. So I'm just trying to turn it around Yes. Can you see that, guys? It's ready now, and I'm taking out the first set of our chicken. Look at that. Looks so delicious already. You can see that. I can't wait, guys. I can't wait to devour this. What's our second settings in the oil? I've started tasting one because I was so hungry the whole morning. I've not taken anything. So I decided to enjoy one before um before I finish frying, because after that I'm gonna pick my daughter from school, and when we get back then I'll fry um some French. I'll make some French fries. Then we can go ahead to enjoy it. So I decided to enjoy one, and it was so delicious. So guys, can you see that? Chicken, KFC chicken is ready now. Look at that. Guys, if you want more of the flour, you can make it that way. But for me, I don't want to gain too much weight, so I took off a bit of the excess. So guys, look at that. Chicken is ready now, and it was so tasty and delicious. I can't wait for you all to try this recipe and come back to leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all, and be safe out there. Be beautiful. Bye.